it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and we are Pello chatting today. This is where I'm going to discuss all things Peloton news and also my own working out. So first up, there is a lot of Peloton actual news. There is a new apparel collection. It is some of the favorites from the instructors, and some of the pieces in the collection I do have and really like, but this collection offers the same pieces in lots of different rainbow colors, so you can mix and match the pieces, which is super cute. I looked at some of their things they posted on Instagram, and also I checked out the website, and I just love all the colors that they have. So now I definitely have some of those on my wish list. You guys know Peloton apparel is way out of my budget, so I wait for really good sales, and I also wait for referral coupons. So if you ever use my link to buy a Peloton piece of equipment, I do get a credit to the apparel store. So that's how I get most of my Peloton gear. But yeah, sometimes they have really good sales and I can't resist. So I'm hoping that those things go on sale at some point really well, because I do really like, especially that strappy bra. I have a few of those in different colors from different sets, and I really like those. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm hopefully throwing some things up on the screen so you guys can check that collection out. It's just a really nice one. I have a feeling this was supposed to be their Pride collection, but they missed the mark on it. They had said early on that they weren't going to have a Pride collection, and then they came out with a set of just rainbow colored things that are mix and match. So I have a feeling that they maybe just like missed some sort of deadline and it couldn't become the Pride collection, but it definitely feels Pride-ish because it's like every color of the rainbow and you can mix and match, and it looks super cute. I have Pride stuff from their collection, I think last year, maybe even the year before. I have quite a few little like tie-dye related things. I also have 2 pairs of rainbow leggings from the Pride collection. So I don't know if it was all the same Pride collection or 2 different years, but I've got quite a few Pride things. And then something that's news, not necessarily news for me, but news to other Peloton people. If you are a tread owner, they started Lane Break, which is the game. It was available on the bike first. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It's just you pedal to music and you speed up or go slower based on like where the track is, and I'm just not a huge fan of it. I know a lot of people really like it, but I'm definitely more into the coaches motivating me and saying stuff. Some coaches are just more like tough love, some coaches are really like friendly, and some of them are really motivational, and I think that's where the main like Peloton draw comes from, is all this really nice coaching. But I also really just like listening to something else on the side as well. So I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and I've been really enjoying that. I haven't listened to an actual Peloton ride in like 3 weeks now, so it's just something I really enjoy. But Lane Break now is available for the tread. I really want a treadmill. I don't know if even when the Tread Plus comes out that I'm gonna splurge on that, because it is gonna be really expensive. I feel like their regular treadmill is way overpriced. I mean, it's Peloton, it's the brand name, it's the quality, but I don't know if I can splurge on the Tread Plus, but I'm still waiting to see when it comes out how much it's gonna be, because I would love to have the Tread Plus. That way like everything's connected. But I'm also looking at other treadmills. So I definitely have a few on my list that people say work really nicely with the Peloton classes. And so I've got a few on my list that are way cheaper than what the Peloton one is gonna be. Anyway, last piece of news from Peloton, there's a lot this week. They did a beta test with some software on the actual Peloton bike, and it is to be able to watch something on the bike, which I'm watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix. Unfortunately, Netflix is not one of the streaming offerings, but they have offerings for YouTube TV and Amazon Video. So if you have an Amazon account with Amazon Video, if you purchased Amazon stuff, if you have Amazon Prime and you get some video stuff free, you can sign in and watch it directly on your bike. I did take a couple of little screen caps when I tested it out, and I went to YouTube thinking, oh, I can just watch YouTube. No, you have to have YouTube TV. I don't know that you can just watch YouTube without a YouTube TV account. So I didn't press further, but it asked me to sign into my YouTube TV account, and I just left the screen after that. But I would love to be able to watch YouTube. I would also love to be able to watch Netflix. I love that this is the direction they're going, because I would love to do that. But speaking of my own news, I actually have a TV in my workout room now, which we bought the TV quite a while ago. We've never hung it up, so I did end up buying the mount on Amazon, and Johnny hung it up for me, and it's directly across from the bike. And this really sets in stone where the bike and a treadmill are gonna go, and then where his power rack is gonna go. So I'm gonna walk you into the room really quick and show you guys how I have it set up. I love the TV because I can hook it to my AirPods and watch. So I tested it out last night. I did one 30-minute ride, and I was so excited to be able to see like a nice big screen. I've been watching on my Kindle, which is like the 8-inch Kindle. So it's kind of small for like a TV, but I've been using it, and now I'm really excited to be wireless again and also have the big screen. I just really like it. So I'm very happy that it's there. And instead of the little tablet screen. So yeah, as far as my rides, I've done rides pretty much every day. I'm gonna go back and look from last week. I don't know where I left off on this video because I do film this midweek, posted on Friday, but last week I rode every single day, which I was thinking I was gonna take Sunday off. By the afternoon, I was just itching to ride. So I did take a 30-minute ride on Sunday, and I've ridden just ever since. I'm going back and seeing my last rest day was a Friday. It was Friday the 23rd. So today is actually the 5th, and I've ridden ever since. So I don't know, I just felt like taking a rest day, and then I just couldn't do it. I was like, I really want to watch more Grey's Anatomy. I really want to get some movement in. So I did that 30-minute ride. Felt great. I feel like the 30-minute rides at this point are not very strenuous. I'm not following all the cues. I do get up out of the saddle here and there just to give my butt a break, but I'm not following cues at all. And I'm just pedaling. And some days I pedal more than others. Like that 30-minute class, I did 7.3 miles. And then the one I did last night, I was pedaling a lot faster. I got 7.87 miles, and then I did a 5-minute cool down. So I just wasn't quite done. So I ended up with almost 9 miles last night. But yeah, some of the rides are longer, some of the rides are shorter, but I think I've been pretty much doing 30-minute rides or longer. Yeah, I'm gonna walk you down the list of what I did last week in a second. I am on week 3, ride 3 now. So I'm a little bit ahead of schedule because how my migraine med days fall. I do my like heavier power zone rides on the day I take the migraine medicine, which is today. So I'll do ride 3 today, and it's a 75-minute this time. So it's starting to creep up and get to be those longer rides, and I have not done anything over a 60-minute ride in forever. So it's gonna be a stretch to add that extra 15 minutes in. So let's walk down the list of what I did last week. I did a 45-minute power zone, a 45-minute power zone. I did them back to back actually that time. And then a 30-minute ride, the 60-minute power zone, a 30-minute, a 45-minute power zone, a 30-minute. That was last week, and then this week I've done 2. I've done the 45-minute power zone, which was week 3, ride 2, and then the 30-minute ride last night when I'm just like, I was supposed to take a rest day, but I really just want to test out my new TV and get some movement in, and I rode almost 9 miles. So for this week, I have almost 20 miles. And then last week I added up I'm flipping back and forth in my book. That's why I'm always like looking down. Last week I added up my mileage. I got 68.29 miles last week, which I was really impressed with. The week before I got 51 miles. So I squeezed in quite a bit more mileage. I did end up, I guess, squeezing in 1 extra power zone ride. That's how I got ahead. I think I did 2 back to back to get on track to be on my migraine medicine. I think that's what happened. Like, I don't know, it was a week ago, so it could have been anything at this point, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of what happened, is I wanted to be back on track with my migraine meds, and then I'm doing those power zone rides every other day. There's 3 a week that's making me bump up the schedule just a tiny bit. I did sign up for the Power Zone Plus thing, which is a thing you pay. It's like $8 a month, and that gives you access to the classes early. Otherwise, they unlock like the Monday of each week. Because of the way my migraine med days fall, I wanted to make sure I could get those rides in on those days where I'm protected the best with the medicine. So I just have been mostly riding the longer days on those medicine days. And it's kind of weird. I did finally drop down into the 700s, which was really good. And I mean that for the Conqueror virtual challenges. It's an over 1,000 mile challenge, and I'm now down to 785 miles left. So I found out how many days were in the year, and then I also divided it out, and it's like 4.3 miles per day average. So I'm getting well above that. Most days I have been riding, and the lowest day I have on here is 7.16. So I'm still getting like 7 miles most days, or even more than that. Like today I'm gonna do the 75-minute ride, so I'm gonna get way ahead of that. But on average, it looks like I still am on track to be able to hit that goal, which is really nice. So I'm done reading off stuff on this, but I was really proud of myself for sticking with it. And I'm super excited about my setup now because it makes it so I can watch the TV. I don't have to worry about my iPad being charged. And also I'm like connected to the iPad. It probably would work with Bluetooth, but I never tried to hook it up. So I was like corded to the actual iPad. And there have been a couple of times when I've like gotten up out of the saddle and the wire like hooks to the knob that you turn for resistance, and it kind of jerks out of my ears, or it jerks the tablet forward. Like, it's just been not the best setup, and now I feel like I do have the best setup. I have the AirPods going with the big giant TV, and it's not that giant. I think it's only like a 36-inch TV, but it's still giant compared to my tablet screen, you know, being really teeny tiny. So I'm super excited about it. I went back and forth about where we were gonna put it. We spent like, I don't know, like one morning discussing it and deciding where it was gonna go. Ultimately, we decided on one spot, and one side's gonna be like the cardio, and one side's gonna be like the weightlifting side. So I wish the room was a hair bigger so that I could throw in a rower as well, but Johnny's like not interested in me getting 2 more pieces of equipment. He's like, you know, you don't need 3 pieces of cardio. And I was like, yes, but I want 3 pieces of cardio. And honestly, they probably won't fit very good. So I don't think it's in the cards for us to get a rower and a treadmill, and I'm leaning more towards treadmill at this point. So yeah, it would probably be between bike and rower, and I'm not giving up my bike. Like, nobody's getting rid of my bike. I think we're set on treadmill at this point. I may change my mind before then, but that's the way it's looking, and I'm still just waiting for Peloton to release the Tread Plus. I just want a slatted treadmill if we get one, or I want a really cheap treadmill. I'm not gonna pay top dollar for a regular belt treadmill. I'm just not. So the Tread regular one has never been something I've been interested in at all. Really, basically the only reason I want the Tread Plus is it's slatted and it has the Peloton screen, but I'm not interested in paying top dollar for a regular old belted treadmill. Like, I can get one for $1,000 and be set. So if I'm gonna go a regular belted treadmill way, I'm gonna cheap out on that because they just wear out over time and I'm just not interested. So that's my whole treadmill spiel. I think that's all I have on my list. I said for my July goals that I was going to be trying to do some yoga and bar, and that has not happened yet. So maybe I will do that further into the month, but right now I'm really just enjoying my writing and enjoying watching Grey's Anatomy. Later in the month, Pelofondo happens, and that's where you pledge to ride so many miles, and I think I'm going to try to do 50. I'm going to keep it kind of light, but I want it to still be sort of a challenge. So I feel like 50 is like right in between, like super duper hard and super easy. That would still put me on the bike for a few hours, but it's not as drastic as like 100. And I don't feel like I'm ready to do 100 yet. I still have a good pace. Most of the time I'm hitting about 15 miles an hour, which is, I feel like, still really good. But yeah, I don't want to do like hours and hours and hours on the bike. I'm just not in the mood for that. But I'm kind of excited about Pelofondo because it does mean more Grey's Anatomy time. So I ride and watch Grey's Anatomy, and it will fall on Power Zone. So I will do quite a few Power Zone rides as well and knock out some. But yeah, that's all I've got to talk about this week. Still trying to track. My mom is here, and like, we go out to eat a whole lot more. So I'm really trying to be very mindful about overconsumption, and that's like the main thing. I don't mind eating, nothing's off limits, but I want to be mindful of not just stuffing my face. And every time we have visitors and we do go out to eat a lot, I start feeling pretty miserable just because of the sheer amount of food. And it's just not like the stuff we cook at home. You know, I'm not saying I cook the healthiest at home, but I cook way healthier than what you get at the restaurant. I don't deep fry stuff at home. Lots of different things. I don't pile like sauces and cheese and butter on everything. So that definitely adds to the calorie consumption when I'm going out to eat. So I'm just trying to make better choices this week, just being really mindful, because last time I definitely hit this place where I'm like, oh, I feel so miserable and sluggish because I've eaten too much like really rich food. I probably overate some, but part of it was just the actual quality of the food. You know, I wasn't getting like top quality food at the restaurant, where I feel like at home I'm cooking more fresh stuff, less really dense and heavy stuff, definitely nothing like deep fried at home. So it makes a big difference like what you're putting in. And I definitely felt that last time we had visitors. And so I'm really trying this time to not do that, because I don't want to feel, you know, I don't want to feel sick and miserable. I felt tired and sick and miserable like by the end of that week. And I was like, oh, it's just too much junk, too much really heavy stuff. So I'm trying to be way better about it this time. And so far so good. We're like a few days into it, and I feel like I'm doing a better job of like making sure I'm not going crazy, going off the rails. So that's all as far as like food and tracking and stuff. And that's it. So I hope you guys like this video. I have all relevant information down below. I've got a coupon code for the planner I've been using for my fitness tracking. I also have a coupon code for Peloton if you want one of the pieces of equipment. And that's all I've got. So like, subscribe. I'll be back next Friday with more Pelo chatting. Have a great week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.